Blitzcrank, pretty standard. I don't really like the AP. I think I would because he has armor seals, hybrid pin reds, and flat MR blues, and then flat AP red quintessences. And I mean, I'm not a huge fan of flat AP on him. I would go for either tankier or like movement speed. And then on Blitzcrank, flat AD is super good because whenever you E somebody, it does twice the damage. So, but I mean, they're not like awful runes, so they're fine. And then pretty standard mastery wise. I kind of think that maybe you should take Expanded Mind just because he has mana problems and his passive skills with mana, but it's not completely necessary. So. Plus, movement speed, if you're going to go Mobies, then the 1.5% movement speed, it doesn't really matter much. All right, Jinx has very standard runes, that's fine.
Alright, while Randy goes over this, I'm going to be typing down most of what he's saying so that people can use it afterward.
Ari, I mean, if you don't have very many rune pages, that's fine, but like you're against a Yasuo and you have scaling health and flat MR, which is very, like, you're going to be very squishy against him early. So usually I would suggest taking either flat health or armor, or like armor seals. And then, I mean, most of what the pros do on most mid laners nowadays is either take 10 or 15% scaling blue, just so then if they get like a Morello Macan or so like if they get a 20% CDR item, then they have capped CDR at level 18, which is really nice. Warwick, pretty standard. That's a lot of attack speed, but the attack speed's good on him, so. Actually, I guess I wouldn't call it standard, but it's workable. Rumble, like you can I would say probably have taken armor seals here just because Renekton's very strong early, but I mean if you use your shield well, then you can get past that, so that's not as big of a deal.
Alright, Andrew wants to help us talk about video games, so I'm going to drag him in here.
Renekton, very standard. Actually, the 15-15 in the Masteries is kind of weird, but I can dig it. Elise, a lot of times people take 5% CDR on Elise just so after that and like the 5% for Masteries, then you can have a lot more CDR, but it's workable, so. Ashe, usually people take attack speed just because it makes your early game a lot stronger. And then
Randy, are you loaded into the game?
Easier, but what?
Are you loaded into the game?
Oh, I just loaded.
Okay, that was weird. I launched my client before everyone was loaded in the game.
I mean, I don't really know about Yasuo runes, but health, lifesteal, attack speed.
Yeah, on the point about the Ahri, like the flat MMR isn't terrible because like Yasuo actually does a significant amount of magic damage when he's trading with you with his E. Like not running MR runes actually makes you pretty vulnerable to his trades, especially at level 1. Like he can actually do like his E will do 120, 130 damage to you at level 1, and that's a lot of damage at level 1. So I mean the MR runes help, but yeah, scaling CDR is what I take on virtually every single mid laner that I play. Like I'll run an Ahri, I'll run an Ori, I'll run it on Anivia, Echo. Like it's unbelievably good, like Randy was saying. And then if you don't want to use like, so the difference between armor runes and health runes is that with armor runes, it's only like for every 1 point of armor, you get 1% effective health in terms of like resistances. So you take your amount of health, multiply it by 0.01, and that's essentially how much damage your armor is absorbing. And that scales, so like if you have 100 armor, you get 100% more effective health. We gotta pause. So whenever you do that, like it scales pretty well with shields and your effective and your overall health pool. So in terms of using health seals versus armor seals, health seals will protect you against like obviously magic damage and physical damage. But if you know you're not gonna get affected by a lot of like one type of damage, you can opt to use just flat health instead of taking armor. I mean, if you really want to be cheesy, you could technically just run flat health seals and then run armor blues, and you get 7.3 armor if you run flat as opposed to 9. But I mean, that's very matchup tailored. If you guys have any questions... Yeah, Hobbit, fucking shout out, dude. Thank you so much. I bought a new mouse with that donation. It was fantastic. Not enough Black Kalel shirtless stream. Twitch doesn't like me being shirtless anymore. He's 50%. Alright, look, Warwick's loading back in. Hey, Randy, I'm gonna let you edit this Google Doc so you can help me type this shit, because I don't remember what you said.
Okay.
I'll give you a link. Share.
Garrett, Warwick's good. He can be very strong. The problem is that you can kind of abuse his early game. And then, but like his lockdown is ridiculous. If their team doesn't ward and he's 6th, then his ganks are like some of the best in the game. And then like once he gets devoured, he does absurd amount of damage, and he has very good. He can like solo dragon level 4 practically. So, but I wouldn't say he's one of the better picks, but he's definitely not a bad pick.
Alright, so we don't see anything.
Hey Khalil, reorganize the scoreboard.
Oh, true. Thanks.
Plus, I can't hear you for some reason.
Can't hear me? Can you stream?
I can hear Randy though.
Can you not hear me? Can you not hear me in Discord, or can you not hear me on stream? Can you ask him, Randy?
I can hear you on stream.
Yeah, I can hear him on the stream, but not in this chat.
That's weird.
Wait, really? Wait, I think I can only hear him on stream too.
Yeah, I can only hear him on stream, but I can't hear him in the Discord.
Wait,
I can.
Randy hear me?
It might be because.
Oh, I know what it is. I figured it out. Oh. Wait, no. Why do you think it is, Randy?
Well, okay. Andrew, do you have the Discord client, or do you have the web browser?
I can download it.
Okay, I think it might be because of that. Because like I have the client and it's fine.
Okay, I shall probably relog then.
But I can hear Randy now.
What? All right, Rumble. So I guess you guys didn't get enough vision in their jungle early game, but one thing that you can do if you like know that your top laner is going to, if you're a blue side and you know your top laner is going to double jungle or take a camp, is you actually go between their first and second tier towers and you stall the wave until your wave gets to the tower, because then it like completely resets the wave. He doesn't get any advantage from it, and he actually like it starts pushing towards you, so it sets you up for a very good lane. Where like right now he is significantly ahead of you in EXP because you push the wave but not hard enough to actually like stop him from getting any farm. So it kind of screwed you over.
Wait, do you have a list of what these people are ranked in this game?
I mean, we can like look it up. But
I posted it on the Academy page somewhere.
Okay.
Alright, so what I'm kind of worried about this bot lane is, it's good that they have Lantern with Thresh, but if at any point Lantern's like not usable, or it's like he uses to collect souls or something, if Blitzcrank hooks Ashe, they're probably going to lose the trade pretty hard. Ashe's upfront damage isn't really comparable to Jinx's, I don't think, and Blitzcrank does a lot of damage, especially when she gets ultimate. Like, if it were a Blitzcrank Ashe lane, it'd be really cool because you could just like Ashe arrow and then Blitzcrank pull. But they're gonna get a similar effect with Warwick ult and then Blitzcrank pull. I feel
okay, so you can see Elise setting up for a gank right now, that's a good idea because Rumble's pretty low. They might be able to dive, but problem is like you don't know where Warwick was, so it usually want to have vision of the other jungler before you do something like that, especially if you think you're gonna dive. But also Warwick, you kind of tried to gank mid earlier and you just like ran and you wasted a lot of time to not actually accomplish anything. And I would suggest on Warwick just like literally just farming and then just trying to get devoured in 6 as fast as you can. Because what you did was very inefficient and now you're kind of behind.
Also with the gank and top lane, it would have been a lot easier for Elise, especially since there were no minions in the way, to just walk up in spider form and auto him, because you have red buff, so he's going to be slowed, And he's gonna feel like he needs to flash because either he flashes or he gets cocooned if he doesn't dodge it. And since he's slowed by red buff, you should probably be able to hit him with it. And then once he's cocooned, you can just switch into spider form for the execute.
I was gonna say a tip for the Blitzcrank is like, so I've noticed you missed a few pulls, and obviously you can't land everything, but you're wasting a lot of mana. And one of the most important things is like with Blitzcrank is if you don't use your pull and just act like you're gonna pull, it scares the other team away because getting pulled is brutal. So if you can just like save your pull, and it's actually almost more useful than pulling somebody.
Yeah, I mean yeah, the word for that's zoning. Like Blitzcrank should just be worried about zoning off Ashe in the CS. And like that's really effective when you just stand there because they have to be concerned about whether or not you're actually gonna pull them or not. And then when you do pull them, it's really unexpected.
Okay, Rumble, you're overheating a lot in lane, and like it's usually not very good to overheat unless you are like trying for a major trade and then you're gonna back off for a while. But like Rumble is actually pretty weak if you don't have like 50 heat for your abilities. Like he's not awful, but he's pretty weak, especially compared to Renekton. So I would hold off on overheating unless like it's very beneficial to you. And then Elise, if I were you, because Warwick basically is just going to be trying to farm the jungle. He's not going to be super low. So counter jungling him, like you can take his stuff, but you're never going to be able to like, kill him. So if I were you, I would just try to camp the lane. Like literally just like keep ganking it over and over. It puts people on tilt, it's very strong, like, and there's no reason not to.
Did you go through rune pages, or are you gonna do that after?
Yeah, we already did that.
Yeah, we did most of it. I'm gonna write it all up later because I have them all pulled up on op.gg, so it's not a big deal. I'm trying to focus on the stream. It's a lot of stuff to go over.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Jinx, you have, oh wait, never mind, that was total golden, but never mind.
Does anyone else wear their Astros in public places in case of emergency audio situations?
Oh, nice. Wait, how many CS is a BF sword? Is it 55?
Is what 55?
CS for a BF sword.
I know 36 CS is Zeal, so somewhere around there.
Yeah, I like the ass. I'm digging it.
Yeah, so you notice there's a pretty big CS lead. I mean, I call it big. That's actually kind of big. It's like 240 gold. Oh, yep, that's the pull I was worried about. He has Lantern, but that was a really, really, really good trap by Jinx.
And then that was a good teleport by Renekton.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're going to be able to kind of fight. But Ashe, you should just back off. You shouldn't risk dying here. That was a really nice teleport.
Aced arrow. Yeah, it was a great teleport. Renekton the TP god.
Oh.
It looks like Rumble used his TP to get back in lane, and so like even when we were talking about earlier how Malphite was like would be a good pick for their team and not necessarily a good pick for the lane. What you saw there was the good pick for the lane working out for them because since Rumble had the TP back to lane because he got pushed out of lanes so early by Renekton, Renekton was able to make that play in bot lane. So that was actually a really good play. The Cloel. I've seen multiple things for Yasuo like lifesteal and attack speed reds, like what you have Nox, but I've seen people gotta be... Well, that's a really specific question. Okay, so pretty much any red mark on Yasuo is fine. Like, he benefits from virtually everything. I mean, you could even run Armor Pen. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could run Armor Pen because, like, it's good on him. His Q is a 1-to-1 ratio in AD, and that scales past level 4 more than AD. Attack speed's really good because it lets you use more Qs, and when you're dueling or 1v1ing early on, like you want the attack speed so you can Q as much as possible. When it comes to crit runes, that's also fine. I mean, Trinity Force makes it redundant, but you get really good damage output because it increases the average damage of your attacks by like 9%, and that scales. And then AD reds are super, super, super good, and I pretty much run those all the time because you have really good early game presence.
Okay, Jinx, you should probably, like, you're leading.
Nice ult.